All right, hi guys. So today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting positive and negative integers. And at first glance, you think adding and subtracting, you think, oh, that's a really easy operation, but it can get a little trickier when we combine the interactions with positive and negative integers and this operation. So let's take a look at it in a more conceptual way to try and really grasp it. So we can think about how is subtracting a negative number the same as adding a positive. So let's take a step back and think subtracting a negative, take away a negative, and adding a positive, and think about how they interact. So we can do that by thinking of a real life example by removing a debt or receiving a refund. So let's think about it like, say your friend bought you a box of donuts for like $5, but you didn't have any money in your wallet to pay it back. So you owe them now $5. So instead of the $0 you had in your wallet, you now have a -5 because you owe them those $5. But then say like the next day your friend goes, oh, don't worry about it. Like that's a treat on me. Like have a great day. Like there you go. So now instead of the -5, you're back at 0 because they removed that debt. So that's the same as just going up. And that's like receiving a refund just because it's basically like adding $5 to your wallet. Even though you can't have a -5 in your wallet, it's a debt. So when you think about it, those $5 that were added, it was a negative was being removed. It's just the same as receiving a refund, adding $5. So we're going to try and think about that in a more concrete way with some examples. So let's see it. So for these examples that are in these slides, each blue circle is going to represent one positive number, like +1, and each red number is going to represent a -1. So let's look at this one and try and find the total. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 red. So we can look at this and think, all right, we have the 10 blue plus a -4 because there's 4 red circles and then a 6, or you can think about it as in you're taking away 4 of the red from the blue. So let's look about this in one new way. So if you line it up like this, you see that they form 4 pairs and 6 extras. So what does each pair do? Here, each pair of one blue circle and one red circle, they equal 0. They cancel out because they're equal to the same thing, but they're opposites. So we can cancel them out for each pair. We're going to call these identity pairs as we go forward in this video. Then we're left with the 6. So moving on. So let's think back to the donut example. So we have -5, but we also want to subtract a -5. So we know that there's 0. We can cross that out. We don't have any pairs, but we can cross out the -5 because we want to remove the -5. And then we're left with 0. So that's just like exactly like the donut example, but with these circles instead. All right, so now we're going to combine everything that we've learned together. So if we have a 3, just 3 blue circles, and we want to subtract -2, well, we don't have any red circles. How are we going to take away the -2? We're going to take our knowledge of identity pairs and know that 1 blue and 1 red equals 0. And that concept is we can always add 0 to any equation. It's still 3 plus 0, still 3. 5 plus 0 is still 3. -2 plus 0 is still -2. But now, if we add 2 pairs, still the whole equation still equals 3. But now we can remove those -2 just like we wanted to. So these examples, it wants us to take away the 2. So we're going to cross it out and we can see what we're left with. So we have 5 left over. We have 5 blue circles and 0 red circles. So now we know that if you're going to try and take away -2 from 3, you're going to get a +5. All right, so we're going to work on our last example for the day, and we're trying to compute a -2 minus a -5. So think about it. You have -$2. Same with the donut example. We're going to take away a -5. We're going to remove that debt. All right, so we don't have enough red circles, so just like last time, we can turn to our identity pairs, which are equivalent to 0, and we can add as many as we need. So if we're trying to take away -5, but we only have 2, we can add 3 pairs, and then we'll have 5 red circles that we can now take away. So I can use our marker, and we're going to take away 5 red circles. Take away that negative, remove that debt, and then we're left with 3 positive numbers. So 3 blue circles, and we can see that taking away those 5, removing that negative number is the same as adding a positive value. Now that we started, here, if here's 0, we were down 2, and we're going to subtract -5. So we're going to go back up. Just like removing that debt, your friend said, keep the donuts. Our debt's removed. You're back at 0. It's the same thing. We're going back up, but now we're back up at 3. All right, so thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you learned a lot about adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, and how subtracting a negative, removing that negative, removing the debt is the same as adding a positive to the overall situation. Thanks. Have a great day.